Good morning and thank you for joining us this half hour here on Spectrum News 1. Starting today, a new security measure goes into effect in our state's largest school district.
If you go to a large event at a Wake County Public High School, you will only be allowed to bring a clear bag inside.
Our Kylie Panetta joins us here in the studio this morning with more. Kylie, what can you tell us about this change?
Good morning, Caroline and Amy. Well, Wake County joins other districts like Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools and Lexington City schools who also enforce a clear bag policy at events and on campuses. The goal is to make sure everyone stays safe. The clear bags look just like this here in this video. These are required in CMS schools. But in Wake County, the policy only applies to high schools right now, not middle or elementary schools. Each person is allowed one 12 by 15 by 3-inch clear bag. A small clear clutch bag or wristlet no larger than 4 by 6 by 1 inch is also allowed. Other items still allowed at large events include bags with medically necessary items like an oxygen tank and diaper bags. I'm told this policy is in effect for athletic games at stadiums or in gyms, as well as events in auditoriums like school plays.
So we've been seeing a lot of other industries, whether it's schools, other districts, private sector places, retail establishments, a lot of places are going to these clear bags. So it was just a natural evolution that eventually it was going to be coming to the school system as a whole.
I also asked if it was a future possibility that Wake County might enforce this policy at schools as a whole, and they said that that could be considered down the road. The clear bag rules will be reviewed monthly and adjusted as needed, and if the policy seems to be working, the next point of consideration could then be for Wake County middle school events.
Oh, interesting. And of course, safety is the whole reason behind this, but something that's been debated for a while.
Absolutely.
Kylie, thank you. The board overseeing North Carolina's public university system will require schools to get approval to change athletic conferences. Now, this could impact any potential move by Atlantic Coast Conference members UNC and NC State. The measure requires schools to provide advance notice of any conference change, including a report on the financial impact, that the board's president can approve or reject the plan. Now, the ACC has already made changes taking effect next season, including adding California and Stanford from the Pac-12, moving to the ACC next season. Florida State University is already in a legal battle with the conference to leave and avoid paying millions of dollars in fees and penalties to get out of a deal that runs through 2036.
State lawmakers are questioning the head of the North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles and staff on issues happening in offices across our state. DMV Commissioner Wayne Goodwin addressed lawmakers at an hours-long hearing yesterday. This follows dozens of complaints from customers ranging from long lines, no appointment times, and delays in licenses. Goodwin says his division has been facing major challenges since he took over 2 years ago. He touched on staffing losses, legal issues, and meeting the demand of new residents moving to North Carolina.
With 8.44 million North Carolinians having active DMV credentials, the public interacts with this agency perhaps more than with most other agencies, which makes the improvements that we are seeking and desperately need in joint partnership with you in operations, staffing, technology, and customer service all the more vital.
The legislature made several changes to DMV services last year, like changing times around the driver permitting process. No additional changes have been introduced, but legislators could consider more when they return for their short session in April.
Today is the first day of Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. It's a time to encourage screenings and spotlight survivors. The Colorectal Cancer Alliance says the disease is the second deadliest cancer in the United States. Our Chelsea Floyd shares the journey of a survivor in our state.
Ann Heimel has over 2,000 Spider-Man collectibles.
And I keep an inventory of every item that I collect.
But she says the superhero became essential to her life in 2017 when she received heartbreaking news.
This collection was an inspiration to me during my rectal cancer treatment. I collected during my treatment, and it gave me something to live for, really. I was diagnosed with stage 3B rectal cancer in 2017.
She was diagnosed at 39 years old.
I went through 28 chemoradiation treatments, surgery to remove my rectum and my sigmoid colon and give me a temporary ileostomy, 6 cycles of chemotherapy, and then surgery to reverse the ileostomy. So it was about a year-long process.
Her collection helped her through the worst of the treatments.
When I felt down, when I felt things weren't worth living for, because of all the pain and suffering I was going through, I would come in here and look at my collection and say, you know what? I can live for this.
The American Cancer Society estimates that more than 150,000 people in the U.S. will be diagnosed with colorectal cancer this year. Heimel is proud to be a survivor and is now advocating for others to get checked.
If you're 45 and older and haven't had a colonoscopy, go out there and get one.
The American Cancer Society says there are nearly 2 million colorectal cancer survivors in the U.S. Today is Dress in Blue Day to bring awareness to the disease.
You may want to pick up a book from the library today. Read Across America Week starts tomorrow. And ahead of the kickoff, Governor Roy Cooper stopped by G.E. Massey Elementary School in Lincolnton. The governor says he wants to highlight the importance of reading and public education. He's calling on state legislators to fully fund K-12 education and invest in teacher pay this upcoming session. He says it's important to take the steps now to invest in the next generation.
We've been ranked first in business in the country. We will not continue to be first in business if we become last in education. The CEOs will tell you how important education is to workforce.
Also, while at the school, Governor Cooper donated some books.